Good morning, Sandpiper artists. It is Wednesday, October 21st. It is a red day, which means it is an art day, and we're going to start a new project today. I enjoyed seeing all the projects you did last time. The flowers came out amazing. I loved how you followed directions, and I love the color usage you use in those. They came out fantastic, and I love them. Okay, today's project is called a festive fall leaf. Okay, since this is the time of year called autumn, we have leaves falling. I thought we'd do a little project on leaves. The due date is next Thursday, October 29th. So that's next Thursday. I know we have this Friday off, so that is not a work day, so we extended it to next Thursday. And the only thing you're going to need today are three things: white paper, crayons, and watercolor paints if you have them. Watercolor paints are very inexpensive. If you can go to the Dollar Tree, I think they have them for the $1. If you don't have watercolor paints, just be creative and try to complete the project the best you can. Mr. Mocker will be happy with it because I love how you kind of use your imagination and can kind of create things on your own. So let us get started. Okay, so you're going to see what the finished leaf looks like. And this is a crayon resist, which means we're using crayons and watercolor paints. The watercolor paints do not stick to the crayons, but the trick is you have to press pretty hard on these crayons for the paint not to stick. If you color lightly with the crayons, there's a good chance that the paint may just cover up your crayons. So that's the number one direction you need to follow for this. Press hard with those crayons. Okay, so we're going to start with a blank piece of paper. And if you can look closely, Mr. Mocker's already drawn his leaf out with a pencil. Okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow it with a black crayon. And once again, I'm going to press as hard as I can on this crayon and follow my line that I created with my pencil. So I'm pushing pretty hard. And you can turn your paper if you need to. And if your crayon breaks, it's not a problem because crayons still work once they break. It just means you have two smaller crayons. I've broken many crayons before. So I traced my leaf. It's not perfect. And after I have it traced, I want to put the veins on the leaf. And the first one's going to be starting at the very top and going down to the stem at the very bottom. Okay, now I didn't press very hard on that, so I want to go back over it. And then from each little outlet of the leaf, I'm going to draw another vein to the stem. Everybody's leaf's going to have different shape, different look. Do not worry about that. Okay. Now, inside this leaf, in each one of these sections, we're going to draw different designs. And we're going to use different colored crayons. Right here, I'm just going to use a red crayon. And you can do simple designs. For instance, if you just want to do some stripes, pressing hard. Very simple things. Zigzags, curvy lines, polka dots, hearts. Okay. But we want to try to do a different design inside each shape. So maybe I can do some polka dots I was just talking about. Pressing hard, coloring those in. Now I'm going to fast forward here in a second and show you a finished leaf that I colored in with crayons. And then I'll show you how to paint that in. Okay? So on the other side, I've already finished one. You can see the different shapes. I did some curvy lines. I did a spiral in one of these. This is called cross hatching. Kind of looks like a checkerboard. And some of I used yellow in here. You can't really see it very well, but when you paint, the yellow will really come out bright. So you'll see that when I start painting it. I did some stars down here. So those simple stripes, some zigzags. And I also added some neat little shapes outside my leaf. You can do that if you'd like to. Okay, so now I'm going to get my paints. And these are watercolor paints, so we're going to be adding water to them. So, now, the colors of fall this time of year are orange, yellow, red, and brown. You can color your leaf those 4 colors, or you can just create any color design that you want to. I'm going to use bright colors. I'm going to use pretty much every color except black. So I get my brush wet. I want to take some of that brush and pull some of the water off. You go to my first color, maybe a little bit of orange. Add some water to it. And I just start painting in my first section. Now you can start seeing those yellow circles come through. They kind of remind me of SpaghettiOs, don't they? My daughter loves SpaghettiOs. She would love this pattern right here. Okay, so I'm going to change colors. I'm going to clean my brush really good. Get some of that water off my brush, not too much water. Maybe I'll try some blue. And I'm going to go over my next section. Actually, I think I chose purple. I think that's purple I have. You can see it's not sticking to the crayon. It's going everywhere that the crayon is not. Okay, switch colors. I'm going to do my blue polka dots right now, so I'm going to use a little bit of green, I think. I think green will look good with that blue. The crayons and the watercolor paints do not like each other. They do not stick together. Okay, and I'm going to keep continuing coloring in each section, and I'm also going to color the outside around the leaf. And on this finished one, you can see I kind of mixed colors on the outside, kind of blending them together. Each section painted in. Down here, I used some of the fall colors. I added green also. Kind of just let them melt and blend together. Let's turn it this way. So this is going to be a great colorful project. This is going to be great if you can hang it up on your refrigerator. That would really brighten up your kitchen. Mom would love to see that when she's cooking, or Dad while he's in there doing something. So be creative. I would love to see these done with watercolor paints, but if you can't use watercolor, just be creative. Use those crayons, maybe some markers, colored pencils. And again, send those in. I would love to see pictures of these. Some of you send the pictures in. If you don't, it's not a big thing, but I love seeing the finished product of my students. So October 29th, next Thursday, will be the due date. And next Friday, we will start our next project. The projects are just going so fast. But I look forward to seeing these. Thank you guys, and y'all have a great Friday off, and we'll see you next time.